The BTS fandom, known as ARMY, is once again in a frenzy following a viral moment that has left fans confused, excited, and divided. Earlier this week, a fan account on X, formerly Twitter, under the handle @archivekook, claimed that Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, had seen their post, a moment that quickly blew up on social media, gathering thousands of likes, shares, and emotional responses. The post, which reportedly contained heartfelt words about Jungkook's recent return from military service and a montage of his iconic Instagram moments, received a subtle signal of acknowledgement, believed by fans to be Jungkook viewing or liking the post privately before disappearing again. Given his history of deleting and recreating social media accounts, most notably his sudden deletion of @Jungkook.97 in 2024, even the smallest digital trace from him tends to set off alarms across the fandom. But what shocked fans even more was what happened next. Within hours of the post going viral, fans noticed that Taehyung, V, Jungkook's longtime bandmate and close friend, had suddenly unfollowed the fan account in question. Screenshots spread like wildfire, and speculation began immediately. Why would V unfollow a fan just because Jungkook saw their post? Is there tension between them? Was the post too personal or revealing? Could this be a misunderstanding, or is there something deeper going on? Some fans theorize that the post might have contained content or captions that Taehyung found uncomfortable or inappropriate. Others suggest it may simply be a coincidence, noting that both idols are often overwhelmed by the sheer number of fan interactions they receive daily. However, with the fandom's history of decoding every tiny move from BTS members, few are willing to let it go so easily. The controversy also comes at a sensitive time, as BTS members have just begun to reunite following their respective military discharges. Fans had been eagerly hoping for signs of a full group comeback, but now this small digital drama is raising questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. Despite the buzz, Big Hit Music has not issued any statement regarding the situation, and both Jungkook and Taehyung have remained silent, only fueling more speculation. For now, ARMY is split. Some are defending both idols fiercely, while others are digging for more clues. One thing's for sure, even the smallest online action from a BTS member can send the entire internet into a meltdown. The situation continues to unravel across social media as ARMYs debate what the recent interaction, or lack thereof, truly means. While Jungkook's quiet acknowledgement of the post from @archivekook sparked joy and tears from fans, Taehyung's subtle but noticeable move to unfollow the same account has introduced an unexpected tension into the narrative. Some fans believe the two events are unrelated. They argue that Taehyung has long curated his following list carefully, often unfollowing accounts that become overly speculative or sensational about his private life. Others, however, view it as more than a coincidence, especially given the timing, with Jungkook's reappearance after months of silence following his military service. The emotional weight of the moment isn't lost on the fandom. For years, Jungkook and Taehyung, often referred to together as taekook, have been seen as a symbol of deep friendship within BTS. Their past moments of laughter, late-night live streams, and shared performances have built a strong emotional bond with fans, many of whom have grown attached to the idea of their closeness. Any perceived crack in that image hits hard. As theories spiral online, fans have begun to analyze everything from past interviews to old Weavers' comments, even drawing comparisons to past moments where either member went silent after a significant event. Some are calling for calm and privacy, reminding others that idols are human too, and that friendships, like all relationships, can change over time. Others, more emotionally invested, are expressing heartbreak, disappointment, and confusion. Jungkook has not reactivated his old Instagram account, and neither artist has addressed the issue directly. Their silence, however, is only fueling the flames of speculation. Has something shifted between them behind the scenes? Or is the fandom simply reading too much into a pair of unrelated actions? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is undeniable. BTS remains under a microscope, with even their smallest online behaviors carrying enormous weight. The way fans connect with them, particularly in this new post-military era, is evolving, and moments like these reflect just how delicate that relationship can be. As the world waits for news of BTS's full reunion, this incident has reminded everyone of the power of a single click, a viewed post, or a quiet unfollow, and how, in the BTS universe, no detail ever goes unnoticed. The ripple effects of this incident are still unfolding, with fan communities now divided, not just over interpretations, but over how far is too far when it comes to analyzing the lives of idols. While many express empathy for both Jungkook and Taehyung, others argue that their silence is unfair to fans who are emotionally invested in their journey. Some fan accounts have even gone private or deactivated altogether, overwhelmed by the sudden attention and pressure. Meanwhile, hashtags like Protect Taehyung, Jungkook Saw Me, and taekook drama have trended globally, creating a digital battlefield of theories, edits, and emotional posts. There are those who believe this moment may be a sign of distance, not just between the two idols, but between the members of BTS and their fans. As more members complete their military service and return to the public eye, the tone of their interactions has notably changed. Jungkook, who was once highly active on Instagram, has become increasingly private. Taehyung, too, has opted for more curated, selective communication with fans. This shift is natural, even necessary, but it's one that not all fans are prepared for. In group dynamics as legendary as BTS, change is inevitable. After over a decade in the spotlight together, and after years spent mostly apart due to military obligations, it's expected that some relationships may evolve. What fans perceive as distance or tension may simply be the product of personal growth and a shift in priorities. Still, the lack of clarity leaves a vacuum, one that gets filled quickly with speculation. Industry insiders have weighed in, noting that BTS has always walked a fine line between public accessibility and personal boundaries. They've built a brand on authenticity, one Korean entertainment journalist commented anonymously. But authenticity doesn't mean full transparency. These men are navigating massive fame, personal change, and a long-awaited group comeback. Things will be different, and that's okay. Yet for the fans who've built emotional attachments to the personalities, friendships, and moments shared over the years, that transition is bittersweet. The sight of Taehyung clicking unfollow may seem small to some, but in a fandom used to reading between the lines, it feels monumental. As of now, no official statements have been made, no clarifying messages posted, and perhaps there won't be. In the absence of answers, the fandom is left to reflect, not just on the relationship between two beloved idols, but on their own relationship to them. Are fans entitled to know everything? Or is this the moment where the boundary between love and obsession must finally be redrawn? Whatever comes next, be it a group comeback, a live stream, or a simple like, the world will be watching closely. And in that quiet space between unanswered questions and mounting anticipation, armies are holding their breath. For some, hope persists. They point to years of deep connection between Taehyung and Jungkook, believing that any tension, real or perceived, is temporary. After all, both idols have weathered intense scrutiny before. Fans recall past moments where silence led to surprises, unexpected V-Live reunions, behind-the-scenes footage that revealed closeness when public eyes assumed distance. Others, however, are beginning to reframe their expectations. There's a growing sentiment within the fandom that perhaps it's time to stop demanding constant proof of unity and instead respect the complexity of long-term relationships, especially ones that have played out in the harsh spotlight of global fame. In the end, whether this moment is a sign of strain or simply an overblown misunderstanding, it reflects a deeper truth about celebrity culture in the digital age. Every interaction is watched, saved, analyzed, and often misinterpreted. A viewed post becomes a headline. An unfollow becomes a statement. Silence becomes speculation. And Jungkook and Taehyung, for all their charisma and openness, are still human beings, growing, changing, and navigating life under relentless pressure. The bigger question now is not just what happened between them, but why does it affect us this deeply? Is it because fans have built emotional homes within the imagined spaces of their bond? Or because in a world filled with uncertainty, BTS has long offered something that felt solid, safe, and real? Whatever the reason, one thing remains clear. Even in silence, BTS continues to move people. Their smallest actions create waves, not because of scandal, but because of the love, hope, and emotional history fans have invested in them. And perhaps that's the most powerful part of it all. In the coming days, attention will shift again. New music might drop. Another live stream could start. A reunion photo may be posted. Or maybe Taehyung and Jungkook will simply show up, side by side, quietly proving once again that not everything needs to be explained. Until then, the fandom waits, watches, hopes. Because when it comes to BTS, even silence speaks volumes. But waiting has never been easy for a fandom as passionate and emotionally entwined as ARMY. And in the absence of clear answers, fans do what they've always done. Create, theorize, mourn, and celebrate, sometimes all at once. Fan artists have already begun to paint the story in soft, aching strokes. Edits of Jungkook and Taehyung laughing on stage are reappearing with new, bittersweet captions. Others have turned to writing, creating fictional scenarios that offer the closure reality hasn't yet delivered. Across platforms, from X to Weverse, from TikTok to Tumblr, the fandom is processing this moment like it's a loss, a shift, a growing pain. There is something deeply human in the way fans react to these changes, because BTS, and particularly bonds like taekook, have never been just celebrities to their followers. They've been comfort, escape, inspiration. For many, watching them drift apart or even just seem like they are is like watching a part of their own emotional anchor unravel. And yet, underneath the sorrow, there's resilience. This isn't the first storm the fandom has weathered, and it won't be the last. Time and again, BTS has returned stronger after periods of distance or silence. They've spoken candidly about burnout, about needing space, about the reality of growing up under the world's microscope. So perhaps this, too, is part of that evolution. Not an end, but a necessary pause. Some fans have even found comfort in the silence. In a world oversaturated with noise, there's power in not explaining everything. Maybe Taehyung unfollowed a fan account because he needed to protect his peace. Maybe Jungkook viewed the post simply because he was curious or moved, not because it was a grand gesture. Maybe their bond continues quietly, outside the lens we so desperately try to peer through. Because ultimately, friendship, true friendship, isn't performative. It's not curated for algorithms or audiences. And for two men who have lived most of their lives in front of millions, maybe the most respectful thing fans can offer is space. Still, the questions linger. The screenshots remain. The hearts that were stirred by a simple, viewed post continue to beat with mixture of hope and anxiety. But maybe that's okay, because loving BTS, really loving them, has always meant embracing both the music and the mystery, the light and the shadows, the answers and the silences. So for now, the fandom will wait,
not just for explanations, but for the next note, the next smile, the next unspoken proof that no bond is ever as simple as what we see on a screen. And maybe, just maybe, Taehyung and Jungkook are watching too, from behind the veil of privacy, quietly taking in the chaos, knowing that their every move still means the world to someone out there. And that, even in silence, they're never truly